Hey guys, it's Melanie Hinds. I'm your fastest Iraqi dinar summary on the net. It is a beautiful day here. It got warm. It's kind of like the weather goes from cold to warm, and if it's sunny, it gets pretty warm. But I have an outside appointment at 1:30 p.m. So I figured, what can I do? Well, you know what? I can at least go live and bring you not go live, do my Iraqi dinar summary. And I will be live tonight at 5. I will post the link as soon as I'm done with this, or while this is recording. So the live link at 5 will be up, where we have some fun. We celebrate the Iraqi dinar. My husband's been working late almost every night this week, so I go live at 5 and we discuss the Iraqi dinar. We get the latest updates as of 5 p.m. But for now, as of now, it's 12:30 p.m. These are the latest updates. So I had a spicy live stream, and I pray all my mods are still happy with me. I don't know, guys. I'm not trying to have to defend the new people that are being deleted or they think they're somebody else. And so, there's always confusing when you have a big crew. So thank you guys. Just know I love you and you're my heroes. So please, I hope you forgive me if I made you upset. I don't know. But anyways, so guys, I honor everybody, and because of our heroes that are on the ground there that have to remain silent right now, which we think is good news, here are the articles coming out of Iraq, and I'm going to go through them quickly. I'm going to hope to get my timestamps done. I'm not sure, though, if I'll be able to get them done. I haven't done them in the last couple days because I've been busy. I know everybody can relate to that. But I am doing the summary every day, so I hope you give me some positive comments down below that you like the summary. The next... And comment if you want the timestamps on the live streams, if that makes it easier for you. I think we were at an hour and a half before we got to the intel today, so you can start there. We had a lot of good back and forth about God. It was awesome. I love it. I love talking about God. So please join us on the live. Again, I'll be live at 5. The article, crude slides on Fed rate cut and U.S. demand concerns. We all know that the Fed cut rates yesterday, 1/4 point. So that was good. Basra crudes rise despite global decline. Now, I went through in detail on my live stream this morning the difference between the futures rates and the existing rates, because there is a difference. And if you have never heard of that, you can get on the live. I share different insights than most have because of my financial experience. The next article, dollar prices steady in Baghdad, climb in Erbil. That's the way it's going to go. That parallel market will exist until they change the exchange rate. Gold prices drop in Baghdad and Erbil. Again, markets go up and down. This was a neat article. Iraq absent from Global Innovation Index for the second year. Why do you think that might be? Well, it could be that they don't want you to think this is going to happen. Kuwait ran a huge article that it wasn't going to revalue for a year, and then it happened overnight. So I think it's getting a little messy. That's to be expected. Even God said, don't worry about the banks. It's going to be messy. Take the money and run. If you're worried about banks closing, evidently there were some banks that closed. Guys, what are you worrying about? Please do not worry. Do not fear. The banks are likely going to shrink because of the new AI banking systems that are already in Iraq. We were told that by our intel sources. They are run by AI. And the banks are everywhere now. It replicates very fast. And the auditors make sure it's done right. The banks in America always have to be audited anyway. I used to be one of those with Pricewaterhouse, so trust me, I know these things. Next article was Iraq, Lebanon deepen ties with justice according and trade MOUs. Here we go. We talk about MOUs again when they're dealing with a foreign country, Lebanon. So, guys, what's so great about this is this tells you they're waiting on a rate when they do an MOU. Why? The 3 elements for a contract, because I had to study contract law, I had to be aware of it to be offered the chief financial officer position 3 times before the age of 32. A contract has to have an offer, acceptance, and consideration, meaning the money. An MOU is different. It has the offer and the acceptance, meaning both sides stipulate what they're going to do for the contract, but the MOU means it doesn't have any money involved. So why they don't have any money? Because they're waiting on the new rate. Once the rate is on, they can transition it to a contract. You understand? Those 3 things have to be in. That's just basic contract law. If you don't understand that, become part of my channel. You'll begin to understand all these things a little bit better because of my vast experience. The next article was dollar prices drop in Baghdad and Erbil. So again, they go up and down. It was steady one. By the end of the day, it dropped. Guys, that's just the way the indexes go. That's the way Forex goes. And having said that, the Forex to the Iraqi dinar value on itself on Handle Forex on Coinbase is 127. That's on its own. It's not comparable to the USD yet because it's not on the open Forex platform. But I will maintain, because of Mr. T, who was on my Zoom on August 25th. If you want to know how to get those, you become a member of my channel at that level that allows you to access the Zooms. You can go back and listen to his Zoom. What he stated was that he was doing a new thing, but he has made a lot of money in Forex. And he wanted to let me know that the strategic release memo, did I read it? I hadn't read it yet. It was dated on my mother's birthday, so that was a surprise, because my mother's the reason why I'm such strong in my faith these days. So it says the FXVU strategic release memo says that Iraq is at 481.01. IQD is the anchor and post Forex convergent. What does that mean? It's suppressed on the Forex. It's not live yet, but it's going to be. See, look at that. 481, that's the proof. 481, that is the truth, that's a fact. It's loaded on Forex. And in this executive summary, it says this memo confirms that the Iraqi dinar is fully armed for public rate visibility at 481.01 with active infrastructure integration, live suppression staging, and institutional level confirmation via the Albanian white paper. I looked up the Albanian white paper on another live stream. You can go, I don't know, it was a couple days ago. Those are the white papers that talk about how do they release something in context of the way they want it viewed from the public and the global perspective. The rate is suppressed but loaded across all FXVU telemetry layers. The presence of the IQD on active Forex platform confirms that the institutional infrastructure is engaged across all Forex platforms. Release is now dependent solely on coordinated political timing optics. Guys, what does it say? The release is now dependent solely on coordinated political timing optics. So guys, what do you think? I think this is really good news. Now we're watching it roll out because we do know they're politically timed. They'll figure it out. Mark Z, he's one of our favorites. It says, if he's one of your favorites, comment down below. He says, comment, I read that Iraq was accepted into the BIS, Bank of International Settlements. Mark Z said, that's another big piece, along with ascension in the World Trade Organization, where they have finished all the paperwork and we are just waiting on announcements. It's only a matter of time before they announce it. And I agree with Mark. It's a very exciting time to be alive. If you agree it's exciting time to be alive, join us 5 o'clock where we celebrate. And I talk about how you can manifest your prayers. And this is our prayer. We're going to pull this in with our prayers. Amen. Then we got Mountain Goat. We talked about them yesterday, but this is a new post. Just remember that the dinar now already trades on the ISX, which is the Iraqi Securities Exchange. A link was placed even on Forex back to the ISX years ago. Yes, our guys in the military are on the ISX, and my members figured out how they could get involved in the Iraqi Stock Exchange, and some chose to do that. This made it easier for future investors in the dinar to follow IQD trends. However, it is not on the global exchanges and certainly not at the rate we're waiting to see. The official CBI rate of 1320 is simply not going to help in the Trump reset of the national U.S. debt. Get it? I get it. Do you get it? If not, join us at 5. Ask your questions. I understand all of this, and it's very fun to watch. I'm excited. I have a lot of experience with this, and my auditing experience tells you that the auditors were still and are all over Iraq. Why? There's lots of different banks in Iraq that they're still auditing to make sure they're copacetic to link them up to the system. Next article is Bruce. We have heard from sources that we should be looking at this week from any time from Wednesday through Sunday as the times we should get our notifications. I don't know if we're going to start this week or not, but one source did say, I don't see how we can get out of this week without exchanging. Well, that's one source. That's his viewpoint or opinion based on the information he has. And then that got expanded with the same source expanding to Sunday. So anytime this week is looking very good, let's see what happens. Guys, do you like this summary? If you do, I hope you will comment down below because I certainly love doing it. So if you want me to continue doing it, give me some appreciation down below. And also subscribe, tap the bell, and share with others. Frank26, community comment. I think this would go down tomorrow. I can't say tomorrow. I can't say when, but I can say with great confidence it is coming down. That was last night. Sandy Ingram, the IMF doesn't just, International Monetary Fund, doesn't just flip a switch to its currency. It watches, advises, and grades the policies. Iraq has been fixing pieces of this puzzle, but honestly, there are still boxes to tick. That's Sandy's perspective. I disagree with her perspective, but that's what I love about it. This is a community, as the Iraqi dinar community. When you get everybody's perspective, you're more likely to have the great picture. And I look at the macro, not the micro. Macro is the big picture. I drill down into the micro on my channel. That's where I do the detailed articles coming out of Iraq. And I think that's a good balance to have that plus these summaries. So Claire says, article, the U.S. officially designates 4 Iraqi factions as terrorist organizations. Quote, the U.S. State Department announced on Wednesday the designation of 4 Iraqi factions, which it said were loyal to Iran, as terrorist organizations. This measure will enable the public prosecution to dry up the sources of funding for these terrorist groups. It will. And they can turn them off because it's a new system. It's a brilliant system. You just haven't seen it yet, therefore you can't possibly understand, but they call it a QFS system, but you don't have to go anywhere to sign up. Be aware, there's scammers out there saying you need to go anywhere. They even have people with my image saying to do that. I am not saying do that. The banks will be sufficient. If you go to a publicly traded bank, you'll be fine. Samson says, article, Al-Abadi, we did not boycott the elections and we support al-Sudani's second term. Awesome. They support his second term. That's good. I think we're good because why? I do these summaries every day. I bring you the latest. And a lot of times I'll do Frank's as of last night because he does I think he's still in Hawaii. I don't know. But anyways, he goes later than I go. I go in the morning at 9. So you can catch me live every morning at 9. And then when I can, given my husband's schedule, tonight I can go live again at 5. And I'll see you then. Bye. Link will be up. Bye.